From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for September 21st, 2017. I'm Madison Neal.
And I'm Sarah Singletary. Thank you for joining us this evening. A possible shooting on campus was on the minds of Troy University students, faculty, and staff today as a morning safety message warned of rumors of a possible shooting, one that did not occur. Lauren Harkson explains what was behind the university's warning.
So it all stems back to this one writing on the bathroom wall that indicated, it was stated Troy State, there will be a shooting on 9/21/17.
That message was found in the dining hall last week and led university officials to warn students, faculty, and staff about a rumored shooting planned for Thursday.
When the university sent out a email and posting onto our SOS website concerning a number of rumors that we had received last night and early into the morning, that there was going to be a shooting on campus today. And so we asked students to take, normal precautions.
While the university exercised caution about the initial threat, there had been reports of additional threatening messages being found around campus. Reeves says the dining hall message was the only actual threat found.
And that is the only written, threat of any sort that we have received. These other notes that supposedly were thrown, in the bathrooms, we have not been able to substantiate those at all.
Even though the university didn't feel there was any substance to the rumor, they did increase police presence on campus on Thursday as a precaution.
Typically on a day shift, there's 4 sworn officers and 3 security officers. Today that was probably, we brought back in an additional 4 of our own officers. The city sent officers over, the county sent some up. We probably had somewhere close to 15, 18 officers on campus.
And Reeves says that a greater law enforcement presence will be visible until leaders determine it is no longer necessary.
With regards to this, like I say, this had a specific date on it today, and I know today's not over, but it also had a specific time of 12 p.m. And like I say, we'll continue that heavy police presence until such time as we feel that threat is, or is no longer, even an issue with anyone.
Lauren Harkson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Although nothing happened today, Reeves says that everyone in the university community should do their part to report any suspicious activity to university police.
And while there was a threat of violence looming over campus today, a group of Troy students spent their morning focusing on peace, enjoying a moment of silence and meditation for International Peace Day. Chelsea Law gives us a look at the event.
The International Cultural Arts Center hosted a free meditation session Thursday morning inside of its center in honor of International Peace Day.
We're celebrating here at the IAC to kind of foster a sense of unity throughout the campus and help our students realize that peace can be achieved, even if it is in micro amounts.
This is the first time students have been able to participate in an event hosted by IAC since they opened their doors last year.
This is our first event that has involved specifically students. We've had a couple of other events like our opening and other things, but this is for our students. Of course, anybody on the campus is welcome, but we wanted something to bring more people in here.
During the meditation session today, a moment of silence was taken to reflect on peace throughout the world.
That's actually one of the biggest features of International Peace Day that is done all over the world. There are several things that people do, but the main thing people do is have a moment of silence. And it just is to reflect on, things that we can improve in the world.
Chelsea Law, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Festivities for International Peace Day will continue tonight with a peace gathering at the International Arts Center at 7 p.m. The university is celebrating the school's international culture with a peace gathering tonight.
However, there is a weekly opportunity to learn about the country that brings the most international students to campus, China.
It is very complicated.
Jixin Chen is a visiting scholar here at Troy University, and when he's not teaching in the classroom, you may find him dancing there.
Actually, I'm not a dance teacher. It is my hobby, so I choose to talk about something about Chinese folk dance.
Chen began practicing Chinese folk dancing when he was just 7 years old.
I think it is a good way to relax and refresh myself, and I will do some gestures. I think it is a good way to show the emotion of myself.
So when it came time for him to give his presentation at Wednesday's Chinese Corner, he was able to do more than just lecture on his hobby. He was able to perform it.
I think you can learn Chinese cultures. At the same time, from the culture, you can have a better understanding of the Chinese folk dance.
And while Chen admits he doesn't know much about American dances,
actually, I don't have so much knowledge about American dance, but I know the hip hop, one kind of dance, is very, very fast.
he does point out one difference.
The movement of the Chinese folk dance and the movement of American dance, maybe that is the difference.
Chinese Corner is held each Wednesday from 3 to 4 at the Confucius Institute in Bibb Graves Hall.
Now, the latest in Trojan Sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome to your Troy TrojanVision Sports. I'm Seth Hawk. Let's start tonight off with a little TROY football, as this Saturday the Trojan football team will have their second home game of the season as they welcome in the Akron Zips. Sarah Drake gives us a preview of the contest.
This Saturday, the Trojan football team welcomes in the Akron Zips to Veterans Memorial Stadium, and head coach Neil Brown calls them one of the most improved teams in the country.
Akron is a quality football team. Really played a very difficult schedule, played Penn State, one of the top 5 teams in the country, and then last week played Iowa State, who I think's, their coach there, Matt Campbell, does a great job, and they're one of the most improved teams in the country as well.
Brown mentioned some of the Zips' offensive playmakers that can make defenses miss tackles.
They've got a quarterback named Watson who's a dual threat, really accurate. They've been throwing the ball a good bit this year. Running back, his name Ball, he's an Ohio State transfer, very similar to Jordan, and he's a big physical kid, runs downhill, and they got several playmakers at wideout, some guys that can make you miss in space. The way I do a good job tackling.
And Brown also talked about Akron's defense that can hit the offense from different angles.
They've got a corner, number 4, Brown, who I think is probably going to be the best cover guy we've played all season. A linebacker, number 5, Gilbert, who's really active, had a lot of tackles so far this year, and their best pressure guy up front is number 9, Davis, who he does a really nice job of using his hands and plays a good pad level.
This game will also feature one of the most famous last names in college football, Bowden. Terry Bowden, who is the son of former FSU coach Bobby, will be returning to the Vets Saturday.
Terry Bowden's done a great job there. I think he's one of the winningest coaches Akron's ever had. I'm sure this is a special game for him. They held the Bowden family camp here for a number of years, so to come back to Troy, and I'm sure a lot of his family can get back here too.
But Brown knows that his team is excited to be back in front of the home crowd.
Good challenge. Like I said, our guys are excited about getting back home, and we've got to continue to improve and build off the last 2 weeks.
This game will also serve as Military Appreciation Day, so make sure you get to the stadium early to watch all the pregame festivities. Sarah Drake, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
The Trojans will play for win number 3 beginning at 5 p.m. Before the game, there will be an American flag that will cover the entirety of Larry Blakeney Field, while 2 F-16 fighter jets soar over the Vet. And now let's head from the gridiron to the court as the Trojan volleyball team is getting ready to open conference play this weekend. They will make a trip to the Lone Star State to wrap up an 8-game road trip. The Trojans will kick things off against UT Arlington in their first Sun Belt Conference game of the season on Friday night. And then the team will travel to San Marcos to take on Texas State on Saturday. And now from the court to the green, let's look at the Trojan men's golf team, who had a bit of a rough start to the season at the Carpet Capital Collegiate in Rocky Face, Georgia, finishing 15th out of 15 teams. And if you do the math, that means last place. Junior golfer Callum Masters says that he realizes that the team has a lot of work to do, but that they are up to the challenge in order to make it to regionals.
It's time to jump on it, especially after having that finish put us behind the 8 ball as far as our record goes, because to get into regionals you have to have a 500% win record, and obviously we are at 0. So knowing that, I think we all just kind of going into the 10 days in between Carpet Capital and Shoal it's been just everyone's kind of bared down and known that we've got stuff to do.
The men's golf team will travel to Birmingham to compete in the Shoal Creek Invitational on Monday.